Okay, as I said, this is Standard 6 Social Studies. We are talking about the early visitors to Eastern Africa. The early visitors to Eastern Africa. Now, as I said and as I mentioned, the early visitors to Eastern Africa, they came from different parts of the world. And can we mention some of the early visitors that came to Eastern Africa? Ivy?
Pardon?
Some of the early visitors that came to Eastern Africa?
One of an explorer is John Specker.
That's a good trial. Andy Rango? Asaf, yes, the early visitors to Eastern Africa?
Okay, talking to woman.
Pardon?
The early visitors to Eastern Africa?
Ali.
Visitors to Eastern Africa.
Yes, explorers and missionaries.
Explorers and missionaries, and we also have the traders. So, the early visitors to Eastern Africa, they included traders, explorers, and missionaries, and they came at different times and for different reasons. So, we are going to cover some of them. So, the early visitors to Eastern Africa, they came from different parts of the world and at different times. So they include the traders, the explorers, and the missionaries. I mean, who is an explorer?
An explorer is a person who travels to new places to find out more about these places, about those places.
Very correct. A person who travels to new places to find out more about those places is called an explorer. So explorers first came to Eastern Africa in the 15th century. During this period, the Europeans knew little. They did not know much about Africa, so they called it the Dark Continent. They did not know about Africa, so they called Africa the Dark Continent. So let us look at some of the explorers that we have. Asaf, I can see one hand is up.
John Speck.
John Speck.
Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama.
Henry Morton Stanley.
And Henry Morton Stanley. Then we also have one called Samuel Bakar.
Yes.
We are interested with one, Vasco da Gama, John Specker, and Henry Morton Stanley. So we are going to discuss Vasco da Gama, John Specker, and Henry Morton Stanley. It's paying for you. Let us start with Vasco da Gama. What do you know about Vasco da Gama? What do you know about Vasco da Gama? Yes, Asa?
He was born in 1969 in Portugal.
He was born in 1969. That's a good trial. Yes,
he was a soldier.
Yes, he was a soldier. That is correct. Blessing?
He was the first European.
Blessing, can you talk loudly?
He was the first European.
Blessing, we can't hear you.
He was the first European to reach.
Yes, Ivy.
He arrived in Mombasa in 1498.
That is correct, in 1498. What else do you know about Vasco da Gama? Yes, Blessing?
Cha.
was the first European to reach
Very
the
correct.
eastern coast.
That was supposed to be the first point. And Mirango,
Yeah.
He arrived in Mombasa in the year 1498.
Asa,
His main mission was to establish a sea route to India for trade.
very good. Yes, go ahead. Yes, blessing your hand is up.
He built at Malindi.
Ivy, your hand is also up.
In 1502, Vasco da Gama returned to Eastern Africa accompanied by many soldiers.
Wow, that is very good, girl. So, Vasco da Gama, he was the first European explorer to come to Eastern Africa, just the way you have told me. Then he arrived in Mombasa in 1498, not in 1998. Then he was looking for a sea route to India. That was the main reason why he came to Eastern Africa. We also know that Vasco da Gama built a pillar on the shores of the Indian Ocean in Malindi, and this pillar was later named the Vasco da Gama Pillar. Also, Vasco da Gama, he returned to Eastern Africa accompanied by many soldiers, the way Ivy has told us. That was in 1502. He played a major role in establishing the Portuguese influence along the coast of Eastern Africa. Another explorer, that is John Speck. So John Speck, he was born in 1827. That was a long time ago. And he was the first European to travel into the interior of Eastern Africa in the 19th century. And he was a soldier. He was sent by the Royal Geographical Society in London to find the source of River Nile. So that is the main reason as to why he came to Eastern Africa. He was sent by the Geographical Society in London to find the source of River Nile. He discovered that Lake Victoria. He discovered Lake Victoria and named it after the Queen of England, who was called Queen Victoria. And after this, he went back to England and he came back again to Eastern Africa in 1860 with the aim of providing the Lake Victoria, with the aim of proving, now that was proving that Lake Victoria was the source of River Nile. Remember his main aim of coming to Eastern Africa. So he traveled along River Nile to England through Egypt. Then he discovered Lake Victoria and named it after the Queen of England. That one we have seen there. So if you are asked the reason as to why John Speck came to Eastern Africa, now you are able to explain. So again, John Speck, he traveled along the Nile and came across some falls, which he named Ripple Falls. He named them Ripple Falls, and he confirmed that the source of River Nile was no other than Lake Victoria. It was Lake Victoria. We also have another friend of ours who is also an explorer. He is no other than Henry Morton Stanley. What do you know about Henry Morton Stanley? Yes, Ivy? Asaf?
He was born in 1841 in Britain.
And Nirangu? Ivy, yes?
He was sent by Royal Geographical Society to look for Dr. Livingstone.
Very good. Blessing, Cutie.
She said my point.
Yes?
You said my point.
She has said your point. And Rango, yes?
He was a soldier.
He was a soldier. So
Sure.
Henry Montano Stanley he was a journalist by profession, and he was sent by the Royal Geographical Society to look for Dr. David Livingstone in 1871. So he found Livingstone at a place called Ujiji near Lake Tanganyika, but Dr. Livingstone refused to go back to England with Stanley. We don't know why he refused. So he sailed around Lake Victoria and confirmed that it was the source of River Nile. He visited the Buganda Kingdom. Remember, we have been looking at the Buganda Kingdom when we're looking at traditional forms of government. So he visited the Buganda Kingdom and established friendly relations with the Kabaka Mutesa I. So Henry spent the rest of the time sailing around Lake Tanganyika and along the River Lualaba. He eventually proved that there was no relationship between River Nile, Lake Tanganyika, and River Lualaba. Note that, again, Henry Morton Stanley established that there was no any relationship between River Nile, Lake Tanganyika, and River Lualaba. So that is all about explorers. That is all about explorers. Let us look at now the trader. Who is a trader? Asaf.
Yes.
Asaf,
Yes.
who is a trader?
A person who travels to trade goods to goods.
Very good. So the traders in Eastern Africa, they were the earliest visitors also to come to Eastern Africa. They were also among the earliest visitors to come to Eastern Africa. They were the first also visitors to come to Eastern Africa. Now, can you mention some of the traders that we know? The traders that we know? Samantha?
William Mackinnon.
Yes?
William Mackinnon. William Mackinnon.
Yes, William Mackinnon. Jerry. Ivy.
Pardon?
Asaf.
Yes.
The traders, yes? Asaf, people ask, who are they?
Carl Peters.
Very
William
good. So you say
Mackinnon.
William Mackinnon and Carl Peters. Who was Said? Who was Said? Victor? Who was Said? Victor Negwa. And
He was a ruler in Oman, Arab.
Victoria Mdoni, who was Said? He was a ruler in Oman, Arab. That is correct. I think
He transferred his capital.
and
He He transferred his capital from Oman to Zanzibar in 1840.
Very good. So Said Said was the ruler of the Oman in Arabia. So he wanted to control the coastal towns and the trade that was carried out between coastal people and other traders. So Said Said moved his capital from Oman to Zanzibar due to the following reasons. One, he wanted, the reason number one, he wanted Zanzibar to be a good harbor which could accommodate ships from Europe and America. So he also wanted Zanzibar's good climate and fertile soils to be promoted to cultivation of crops, which was an important item of trade. Then also to be able to effectively control the coastal towns and the trade along the coast. So Said organized groups of traders to go to the interior of Eastern Africa to get items, and these groups were called trade caravans. They were called trade caravans. So he invited Indian traders and money leaders called Banyans, who provided money for trading activities. So he transferred his capital from Oman to Zanzibar in 1840. What do you know about William Mackinnon? What do you know about William Mackinnon and Rango?
He was a businessman from Scotland.
Very good guy. He was a businessman from Scotland and he owned British Indian Steam Navigation Company, which carried out trading activities. Remember, he is the founder member of British East African Company that was formed in 1887. So he later changed to Imperial British East African Company, which is IBEA in short.
Yeah, but
so to ensure full control of the colony, the Imperial British East African Company was to maintain law and order in the colony and also collected taxes. Let us look at Carl Peters. What do you know about Carl Peters, Ivy?
He was a German sent by the Society of German Colonization.
Very good. And Rango? So Carl Peters, he founded the German East African Company to support trading, which was formed in 1888. So the German East African Company enabled Germany to acquire Tanganyika, Burundi, and Rwanda. Also, just as I had already mentioned earlier, Carl Peters founded a company called Germany East African Company, which you should also know. So you will find out that some books say it was formed in 1887, others were saying it was formed in 1888. Our last part on this, let us look at the results of the coming of other visitors. What were the results of the coming of explorers, traders, and missionaries? And Rango?
Pardon?
What were the results of the coming of other visitors?
To trade with the people of the coast.
Yes?
To trade with the people of the coast.
Very good. Ivy? Asaf? Asaf, read, yes?
Africa
Yes,
lost
Samantha?
lands and independence.
Samantha, read for us.
They introduced new crops.
So they introduced new crops such as maize, pineapples, and cassava. Also, remember the missionaries introduced modern health facilities like hospitals, building of schools. We have schools that were founded by the missionaries. Samantha, your hand is up, yes? Yes? She's experiencing some network itch there. So introduction of Western education. They also introduced Islamic and Christianity as a religion. They also intermarried with the Arabs along the coast, whereby the Arabs and Bantus, they gave rise to the Swahili language and culture. Remember, they also have development of towns when the Arabs came to Eastern Africa. They led to development of towns such as Kismayu, Malindi, Kilifi, Lamu, Zanzibar, Salam, and they are there. You can also see them. The construction of tourist sites such as Fort Jesus and Vasco da Gama Pillar, they also undermined African culture. They did not want Africans to continue with their culture. It also started to force labor. Africans were forced to work under pressure. It led to racial discrimination, and also apart from overworking and labor, Africans were underpaid. They were underpaid. So that brings us to the end of our lessons for today about early visitors to Eastern Africa. But it is not good for me to leave you like that. It is always good that I give you some assignment, you go and do. So number one, question number one as your assignment. These three negative results of the activities
Pardon,
of
show your
early
brain.
Pardon.
in Eastern Africa.
Auntie?
These three negative results
This is key.
of the activities these three negative results of the activities of early visitors to Eastern Africa. So you will mention only three negative effects or negative results of the activities of early visitors to Eastern Africa. Until next time, I want to say goodbye.
Bye. Peace out.